Hey, welcome to the Now Seated podcast, the place where heartbreak feels good.
I'm Christian.
I'm Paige.
And this is the show where we talk about the stuff we're watching and whether you should be seated or not. So today we're going to do kind of a dual review, a double back-to-back review on Passenger?
A double feature.
A double feature, if you will. Yeah, right. That's good. I like that. A double feature on Passenger.
The Passenger and Backrooms.
And Backrooms.
I know we're a little bit late, but life.
Yeah, we're a little behind, so so we wanted to kind of put both of these out at the same time. We want to start off with Passengers, talk about that a little bit, just kind of give our thoughts on it, because we did have some mixed thoughts on Passenger, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to start off? Do you want to give a bit of a synopsis?
All right, so Passenger. The Passenger.
Is it The Passenger? I think it's just Passenger. Oh, whatever. Who cares?
It doesn't matter. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
You're gonna put it on the background.
The Passenger.
Right.
Long story short, it's about a couple who lives in a city and they decide they want to become nomads. Van life nomads, to be exact, is an interesting concept. I feel like it's a little bit late because that van life scene was happening maybe
the nomad scene, but
the
probably
van life nomad scene
pre-pandemic,
was very big,
maybe.
Definitely pandemic was the time for being a van life nomad. But
yeah, they decide to leave Brooklyn and be nomads in their camper van, this orange Mercedes camper van.
Yeah, the Sprinter.
Right, and then along their travels,
the gentrified camper van.
A gentrified camper van, yeah. Along their travels, they encounter a car accident, which they stop for.
And being good Samaritans, they stop and try to assist.
Unknowingly pick up an entity that follows them around. And they have to then figure out to
going
defeat
through van life and this entity
haunting them as along on the road.
So interesting concept. I remember sitting for the trailer and being like, oh, we gotta see that. That's really scary. I even remember this guy jumping in a seat every single time it would show as a trailer.
Yeah.
As if we didn't see it before.
Yeah, the trailer was really good.
The trailer was excellent. And it had very good jump scares, and it seemed very promising.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy how well they marketed that trailer and how good that trailer was, because it got us in the seat. So I'll give the movie that.
Right.
The trailer for it.
Excellent.
100, A+.
When I saw that it was coming out, I reserved the seats right away because I was like, oh, this is going to be good. That trailer was really good.
Yeah, so I give the marketing and trailer team
the
an A+.
Expectations, I guess, were a little bit high walking into it.
A little too high, because the movie did not deliver.
I went in with lower expectations.
Yeah, the movie did not deliver.
Yeah. Long story short, it was very generic. Really cool concept. If they wanted to take it there, they could have.
I think the tagline here, that we've been talking about is, if this movie came out between 2010 and 2012, it would have hit. Yeah, it would have hit
different.
It would have done gangbusters.
Yeah.
Truthfully, if this movie came out around that time, I think we would have totally reacted differently. Wow, actually, that was kind of cool, and how scary, because again, that trailer is good now. I think if this movie came out, because it has that 2010 kind of 12 vibe, it feels like the script was written around 2010, 2012, and is just now getting made into a movie.
So yeah, we're gonna try something new today.
Be a bit more structured.
Yeah, we're gonna try our best to be a little bit more structured, because I feel like maybe we were rambling a little bit and getting off topic. So handy dandy.
We've got the handy dandy
Naruto notebook. Believe it. Our first bullet point is just pretty much it being about city life converting to van life and being nomads.
Oh, just a synopsis.
And cool concept, but they could have taken it so much further.
So let's talk about it a little bit.
But they didn't. The lore drops were kind of lazy.
Yeah.
And just left a little to be desired.
They stop for this accident. This couple stopped for this accident. And then she sees the entity, but then she's kind of...
She doesn't really say anything about it.
She doesn't say anything about it. And then they get to this big van nomad meetup in wherever they're going.
Where we see
a missing person.
Not the missing poster, but we see that guy who's a big influencer in the van life nomad world. And then we just see her wandering around, and she sees the missing persons.
Yeah, she sees. So the guy wanders off to.
He's doing his own thing.
He's doing his own thing. He goes
to
the
nomad people.
Right. And then the girl goes to a shop, and then at this little shop, she also happens to see this missing persons poster, board with pictures and whatever else of people who have gone missing.
It wasn't a shop, it was just someone's trailer.
Oh, like a little, a little
with
stand.
Little trinkets.
Right, with trinkets and whatnot.
And like my complaint here is that this would have been like the point to do a lore drop, right? Like instead we just got like
either from the van influencer character or the lady that
or both,
the
and then they
girlfriend
could
speaks
have
to
came
at the stand.
to meet each other while driving, like, hey, so I was talking to this person and they said this, and she could have been like, oh, I was talking to this person and they said this.
Right, and none of that happens.
Like none of that happened. Like there's no major lore drop. It's just this lady gives her the rules of the road. Don't ever stop. Don't park in dark. Don't stop at night. Like, whatever the rules.
Don't drive
were.
at night. Don't.
And if you are driving at night, don't stop for anyone.
That's what it is.
Keep going.
Right.
But
like,
she
never tells her like what the threat is. She just tells her like
people go missing.
That people go missing, and that these are some general rules you have to follow. We don't get any further interaction. But the thing is, like, she already
broke the rules by this point.
Well, yeah, they already broke the rules, and that's what's kind of silly about it. It's because again, like they stop before they get to the meetup. They already stopped for the accident. Yeah. And so she's now getting this information after the fact.
Right.
And it's one of those times where you're like, this information would have been useful 5 minutes ago. Right. Before we made that stop at the accident.
And like you're at this nomad travel group. Like, why is no one talking about like ghost stories?
Right.
By the fire.
You would think. Yeah.
Why isn't the guy who's supposed to be this big influencer. Why didn't he say something about the scratches on the guy's van?
Yeah, none of that was done. Like it was very lazy.
It just wasn't there, and I was like you're not setting it up.
And that could have been a really easy scene to do too. Like she goes to the trinket shop, he's talking with the van influencer, and like you said, the van influencer could have seen his marks, or they could have been like, hey, look at my van, look at these scratch marks, we got them last night. Oh, how did you get it? What happened? What did you see? Oh, I've heard about this, that, and the other. And none of that happens.
It just would have been cool if like at that trinket stop there was some kind of like
initial lore drop,
or like, oh, here's a protection of the road, like take this trinket with you to be protected while driving. Like it was just nothing. Also get this other scene where there's this guy who also has an eerie vibe about him, and he hands her like a "Do you believe?" paper.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
And then like while she's washing her hands, like it looks like she's tempted to throw the paper in the garbage, but the man's staring at her.
The man's staring at her.
And like we
washing
never came back to that.
That
was kind of just like a empty throwaway scene.
It's very lazy in its storytelling. That's kind of the biggest thing here.
So good. Yeah. Like it really had so much potential. Like I was just rewriting it the whole night in my head. Like they could have done this, they could have done that.
They took the time to do that scene, but they didn't take the time again to do a simple scene with the boyfriend talking to the van influencer, which would have been a huge pivotal thing in building up that tension. Which again, this movie completely lacks. I think that's
it didn't build the tension. It had like 2 or 3 good jump scares, but it just didn't build that storyline tension. Yeah. It's very, I don't know, generic. Maybe they asked AI to write it. Who knows?
I mean, I don't necessarily. I don't know if AI wrote it per se, but it like the script just feels like it didn't go through the first draft. Yeah. Or like they wrote the first draft and then they kind of
no one bothered pushing them. Like
no one bothered pushing the envelope. Yeah. Especially when you have a trailer that good.
To bounce off of like the lore drop and like when it should have happened. She never communicates to her boyfriend that there's a potential entity until like the very end.
So between initial meetup at that nomad camp, she continues to be haunted.
But she doesn't say anything.
But then she doesn't say anything, right? Like they go to a gym to take a shower, kind of nomad stuff. She then leaves her boyfriend at the gym. She goes back to the van, and then there's this whole haunted scene that the entity is messing with her.
It was a great scene. Like
right,
it really built up the tension, the suspense. Like every time she thought she was close to the van appeared further away from her. And
then when she finally gets to the van is when she sees the entity on the camera, or the passenger on the camera, and it gets inside the van.
And this is like the one scene where we get like the one rule that the Saint Christopher burns him.
It's when we find out that like it's able to like fend off against him or whatever.
Yeah.
But I agree, that scene This one in particular at the gym definitely had tension. It definitely felt scary. It definitely had jump scares. So it's just frustrating because it shows that like, okay, you can do it.
And she doesn't.
You can build up that. You can make it scary, but then you just don't.
And she went through all of that to tell her boyfriend that
Nothing.
someone was following her.
Or whatever. I went to the bathroom, I think, at that point.
Someone was following
I
her,
missed it for like a second, yeah.
and she didn't like bother to bring up that they're possibly being haunted by some kind of entity.
Yeah, she
because at this point, I think she already knows.
She knows something's up.
She knows something's up. She has like the book on like
the
hobo
signs or whatever.
Signs. I would have expected her to be like, hey, like I think something might be going on. I think we're being haunted. Because I also think at this point too, she had fruit in the van and the fruit went bad.
Yes, the fruit went bad. That's
so,
another
like, there
sign.
Was a few,
so it's a general haunting.
There are a few things pointing to a haunting that the boyfriend's somehow oblivious to, but she's experiencing, and then she just doesn't say anything.
Yeah, it's only when they go and do like their movie night in the forest, the boyfriend also sees this entity, or he experiences the haunting of the entity, that she finally tells him like, oh, actually, by the way,
there are rules of the road.
There are rules of the road, and we're being haunted by this thing, and I think we picked it up and we stopped for that. And it's like, dude, you've been traveling for like who knows how long at this point since that incident, and now it makes no sense. I don't know who
and it's just
that.
Upsetting because they're getting their major lore drop from like reading a passage on the internet.
Yeah, she starts doing research.
This is like that one time where like you have a community of nomads. Why aren't the nomads
talking about
to each other when they're at these events? It almost felt like a COVID movie.
Yeah,
because it's really just them two and the entity.
Yeah,
that like are in the movie.
It wasn't compelling. And whatever structure they think they had was not doing it as far as, again, building tension. Because after that forest scene, I go to the diner. She tells him at the diner.
She starts telling him everything.
She starts divulging.
She does a lore dump.
Oh, but then we got to go meet up with the lady who I was talking to, who gave me the rules of the road. They end up going to another nomad meetup.
And these are like OG nomads.
Yeah, these are OG, not like these new kids on the block. I do like that line where they go there and that one guy is like, "Get back in your fucking Airbnb of a van" or some bullshit. Yeah. That was hilarious. Yeah, all of a sudden the lady at the second time is like, what are you doing here? What do you mean? And then she starts freaking out. Everyone starts packing their shit at this nomad camp because she starts warning them.
She offers to drive them to like what might be the possible.
She initially offers or refuses to help them.
Like,
no,
whatever
I can't
you brought
do
here,
it.
like, get away.
And then 2 seconds later, she's like, fine, I'll help you. And then gets murdered.
And then 1 second later, it's like our first brutal kill on screen.
The only brutal kill, really.
Yeah.
Well, the second, I guess, besides like the intro to the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only brutal kill where like, you know.
Yeah.
And again, like, it wasn't a bad kill. It was cool, but it just felt too late in the movie for me to now see this thing kill someone for the first time.
You would think that an experienced nomad
would be aware of these things.
Would be aware and also have like whatever protection it takes to like wear them off.
Again, it's a fault of the movie of just not knowing its world, knowing its lore.
Brings us to the next idea or concept that like this guy is literally Vecna. Or as you said, Jean Grey.
Yeah, he's Jean Grey.
Like he's this overpowered entity. Like first you think you're dealing with some like demonic creature, but then he's also got telekinesis.
That's a fair point. They don't establish what this thing's power set or what he can and can't do correctly at all, really. Because in the scene where she's being haunted at the gym parking lot, he just pops into the van. Like he doesn't open a door and climb in or anything like that. So it's assumed that he's some sort of like spirit, less than like a werewolf or like a vampire, some kind of like creature of the night. He's more like a demon or some kind of entity.
Right, and I think that gets clarified at the end. Like, you know, when she finally tells her boyfriend, they're reading through the internet, like, oh, you know, Moses.
Yeah,
Moses had a follower, but the follower wasn't truly religious, a man of God.
And he was like tricking him or whatever. I don't know if I needed that, honestly. I just think it would have been cooler if it would have just been like, there's just a thing out there, kind of like Smile. Like, you don't know where it comes from. You just know that it's been around. It's kind of this thing.
He targets,
He targets
van
people
life
travel, yeah, people who travel on the
travelers,
roads.
Yeah.
And you have to be wary of that, But again, to that point, they don't really explain his power set. Yeah, towards the end, all of a sudden he's levitating things, he's forcing doors open, he's wish-washing his hands.
And he was burnt by the St. Christopher charm, but at the same time, he was able to
fling them away with telekinesis.
And it's
and we're gonna skip over a ton of shit. Basically, they end up going to this one church in the middle of the desert.
The St. Christopher Church, which happens to be in the middle of a desert.
Yeah, and it's it's incredibly hard to find, but they somehow found it.
It's off-road.
It's off-road, completely off-road. They find it, and then that's where the final showdown.
And then he's showing them bodies that aren't actually there. It's an illusion.
I don't know, because
he's also capable of doing illusions.
I wasn't clear on that because when they drove the truck.
She says, "Don't believe it. It's not real."
Oh, because I heard the body squishing.
Right, but I think it was just she said "Don't believe him. It's not real."
Oh.
He can do that.
I guess he can. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not clear.
He's able to do that.
Can he cast an illusion so real that it feels like you're driving over actual dead bodies?
Apparently he can.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with this. It's it becomes so ridiculous.
It's just all over the place.
It's all over the place. Yeah,
it
absolutely.
It could have been so good.
It really could have been done well. It could have been executed well.
They just took the time
if someone took the script.
Good script.
Yeah. The movie's scary for the sake of it's a scary movie.
Right. And back to that forest scene, because it's annoying because at this point she knows the rules, but she didn't tell him the rules, but she knows the rules. And she still let him set up camp in the forest.
Yes, that's an absolutely great point.
She let him set up camp in the forest.
She let him set up a whole thing in the forest. And it's not like a little oh, we're just putting a chair.
It was a whole movie projector.
He put a projector screen, a projector.
The Audrey Hepburn movie, Something in Rome.
Lights all over trees. It's bro, what are we doing here?
And she knows that she should not be stopped on the side of the road at nighttime.
It's crazy.
She let it happen.
And
she didn't tell her boyfriend, hey, I'm being haunted and I was told these are the rules of the road and maybe we shouldn't stay here for tonight because it's a little scary because I'm being haunted.
Yeah, we're being haunted and
we were marked.
Oh, but baby, I want to show you a movie.
Right, and that's the other thing, that he got the scratches buffed out of the car, but I think they reappeared.
They reappeared, I think, at the gym.
No.
Yeah, when they got to the gym,
and she still didn't have a drop on him about by the way, we're being haunted.
Dude, it's crazy. She literally didn't tell him anything. You would think if you were being haunted, just generally speaking, you would think if you're being haunted, you would say something, tell someone hey, something's wrong here.
Perhaps this is a lot deeper, and it was just a challenge to their future marriage because they also were just recently engaged.
Yeah, he proposed to her on the road. But yeah, this, like I said, I think this movie would have done gangbusters in 2010, between 2010 and 2012, when that era of horror movies.
Before we started getting elevated horror.
Not even. It was still kind of generic and very whatever.
Yeah, I'm just struggling to see that, but I guess so.
Yeah, the music choices, the whole, like you just said, the whole Pinterest thing with setting up the movie theater outside. The way they kill the entity, the passenger of the statue of St. Christopher impale him at the end of that church. All very generic horror concepts. We'll kill it by having it stabbed through the thing and that's it. And then, and we both live and the cops come and that's how it ends. They had the GPS tracker and that's that. The acting is flat. We should also mention that. The acting in this movie is flat, dude. It is uninterested. The actors don't care. They got no direction.
I'd say that the two passengers in the beginning cared.
It's crazy to me that the only good part of the movie is quite literally
the trailer.
The trailer. Because it's not even the trailer was cut down to be the trailer. They
literally took the first 5 minutes of the movie.
The first 5 minutes of the movie is the trailer. Yeah. It is scene for scene the trailer, and it is simply just tacked on to the intro of the movie, and that's quite literally the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
Here's our suggestion: go watch the trailer on YouTube, get scared, be like, oh, and that's your movie.
I guess we can just talk about our rating for it.
Yeah, so I think obviously this is a not seated for me. This is so much a not seated that I'm gonna classify this as background viewing. Like this is something you put on.
I wouldn't go out of
like,
my way to watch it.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay money to go see this. I wouldn't buy it on disc. I wouldn't rent it. I would wait for it to show up on Prime or
streaming service. A streaming service you have.
A streaming service you have.
I would not buy Paramount.
Yeah.
Just
I think it lasted what, like an hour 40?
Yeah, I think the runtime was like an hour 40.
Yeah, at least you know, the pacing was whatever. Like for a movie that's an hour and 40 minutes, the pacing was all right. Like it was over before you knew it, and thank God, because I don't if that movie was any longer, if the movie was bordering on 2 hours, I think I would have.
I wish it was better.
I think I would have ripped my hair out.
I mean, we sat to finish it because there's been movies we've walked out of, and we didn't walk out of this one.
Yeah, 1 or 2 movies we walked out of. We didn't walk out of this one.
I wouldn't go out of my way to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a not seated, I think, for both of us, for sure. Just, you know, wait for it to come on streaming.
Clean your house, put it on the background.
This is absolutely a clean your house and put it on the background. Honestly, like there's nothing there's nothing innovative in this movie. You'll be happier
to catch snippets of it than to sit down and like watch it for what it is.
Watch the trailer.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's all we can recommend on this
really
movie.
wanted this to be good, and whatever, you can't have it all.
Backrooms, right?
Backrooms.
Yeah, so let's move on to Backrooms. So this is really the review we wanted to get to, at least since we just watched this one this past weekend.
Yeah. And
we definitely feel like it's definitely the more interesting movie here to discuss.
Yeah.
Quick synopsis. Backrooms is about a furniture store owner.
Well, we don't know if he's an owner.
Well, he's the manager.
He works at the furniture store.
He works at the furniture store. He seems to be a manager. He is having relationship issues. He's on bordering on a divorce with his wife. You find out as he goes to therapy and discusses his divorce and his issues, and throughout his time there, working at the furniture store, you discover that the furniture store is having these weird electrical problems. The lights flicker randomly.
The electric bill is like through the roof.
The electric bill is through the roof.
They don't know why.
He has no idea. The electric company doesn't know why. And then, and he's actually, it turns out he's living there at the furniture store, which is also something crazy. Yeah, he's living at the furniture store, and we should also mention the furniture store is like a very low quality furniture store, like they sell like really crappy
it's low
furniture.
Quality furniture. It's furniture of the time. It's
90s furniture. Yeah, the movie takes place in the 90s. So at some point in his time living at the furniture store, he's rummaging through the store and he discovers an entrance to the Backrooms. He sees this slit in the wall. He's like, what is that? And then he literally phases through that slit and he is in the Backrooms.
Yeah.
And so it becomes this whole exploration, or him exploring the Backrooms and how it changes him. The therapist character also is involved here as far as wanting to make sure her patient is okay, because eventually Clark, the Chiwetel Ejiofor.
She gets a phone call from Clark.
I got to look up his name. How to say it? It's Chiwetel Ejiofor. I'm pretty sure is how his name is pronounced. The actor's name, or Clark. But yeah, Clark leaves the therapist a weird message. She's worried. She then ends up going to the furniture store to look for him. She then also discovers the Backrooms, or at least from his descriptions that he's told her about the Backrooms. She then also stumbles into it, and then it's a whole mishap of events there. It's directed by Kane Parsons. We should mention that first. I feel like we should talk about that first, at least like the general, like the outside factor.
I feel like everyone pretty much knows that this is a young kid with YouTube background.
Yeah.
Which is nothing to scoff at. Like that's it's cool to hear that someone that is able to make it happen, and their backgrounds just from YouTube.
Yeah, and I think that alone is reason enough to go see this movie. Just to support, because again, it's like you said, it's a guy who started off on YouTube. He's young, and he definitely has a want to make movies, which is super great.
Point out he did it. This is his first movie, and he did an excellent job setting the scene.
Yeah. Yeah,
setting the vibe, making it eerie, giving it that haunting feeling.
It's someone that's not in the Hollywood film system, you know, which is also refreshing to see. Like I like being able to say to you like, hey, let's go check out this movie, and it's like not necessarily independent. You know, it had a huge backing, a financial backing, but again, it's not by like a Steven Spielberg or, you know, some other Christopher Nolan. It's not this big director who's kind of been in and out of different movies. Like, it's someone who is not tied. Grew up with YouTube and had an eye for something, and creepypasta and did it. So on that level, like, I would say go see that just to support this kid's effort.
The same as Obsession. Like, how lucky are we to get two back-to-back films from young people that are, you know, starting off from YouTube. And they're doing great.
Yeah. Like, the issues that we have with this movie are not necessarily like the visuals
or anything directorial.
Right, anything directorial as far as like the visuals or like the way the movie looks, the way the movie paces or feels, or even how the backrooms look. The backrooms look like the backrooms, you know, if you've been really into it. I think for context, we should also mention that like we're not really like big into like the backrooms creepypasta. I think I don't know. What's your experience with backrooms?
I know nothing about backrooms. I know nothing about the backrooms at all. I have never watched any of the shorts.
Okay.
I know creepypasta, and I know that we've tried to do a creepypasta before, the Slender Man, and it didn't work. The Slender Man concept is great from creepypasta, but
I want to circle back to the Slender Man thing, but yes, yeah. I've heard of Backrooms. I never really watched it on YouTube. I've seen pictures here and there come up. And my experience, at least with like a concept of like a Backrooms, are videos of people who go into like an abandoned spaces, and it's like tattered or destroyed, or it's full of water, and then that kind of like uneasy feeling of being like in an abandoned space, but not necessarily
but that's not
like
the concept of these backrooms.
Right. It's not like, oh, it's like a separate reality thing. No, it's just more people who like explore abandoned spaces. So in that, I kind of had an idea of like that whole liminal spacing that people keep talking about. But yeah, I just to say, like, my experience with particular concept of Backrooms is also very limited. I just watched a short film, I think last month or so. Yeah. You know, it was like 15 minutes long, and it is creepy.
There's another one that the trailer was really good, and I don't want to say that the movie wasn't good, but for me it could have been better.
The movie definitely left a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
I agree with you there.
I enjoyed the visuals. I enjoyed, you know, the setup. I thought it was very eerie.
Did you like the design of the backroom?
Yeah, no, the design of the backroom was great. I mean, I feel like for me it was a little bit lost on me just because I didn't know what the backroom was. Like, was the backroom going back in time? Because you see the floppy disk in the beginning, and the setup.
Hazmat suit.
Yeah, you see that whole setup, which is also very retro. So I wasn't too sure at the beginning, like, go back in time in the backrooms, or is the backrooms just like a memory of the past, or is it the present? And like, I wasn't sure what was going on there.
Well, to be fair,
then, you know, we see the video footage and it literally says like 1992. I was like, oh, okay.
You mean
I guess
we're
based in the 90s. Yeah. That was just my thing. Like, it's just, I don't consider myself a dumb movie viewer, but I wish this movie considered me a little bit more as a dumb movie viewer. Like, it was the first time I felt like I need a little bit more explanation on what's going on here.
Agreed. This movie's issue, broadly speaking, for me is it leaves too much up to interpretation. Yeah. There's too much left in the air. Right. That at the end of the day, it leaves me not invested in the whole concept and the whole movie. Yeah. I'm not as invested because I have too many questions about what I just watched.
And honestly, like, I'm not too sure if this was just like maybe our audience that we were surrounded by. Like, my lack of understanding was just because like the audience I was with kept talking, and so I wasn't able to focus on the movie as much, or if it just truly was lacking. Like,
even when we got to the end, I didn't necessarily hate what I just watched, but I didn't necessarily was falling head over heels about it and being like, it's not the way I felt about Obsession. And I know Obsession is like a different concept altogether, and it's like apples and oranges. But my point being is that world that was shown to me in this movie of Backrooms didn't pull me in enough to the point where I left like, oh wow, but then what if like none of that? You know, like it's not like you watch Inception, right? And you're like, oh wow, this dream, and then you come out of it thinking, well, is it still a dream, or like it didn't really do that for me.
And I think it wanted to, because it was you know, diving deeply. It wanted to dive deeper into psychology, but it couldn't get there for some reason.
Right.
Like I don't know why, but it just couldn't get there. You can tell it's very deep on like the neural pathways in the brain and how it can be rewired, because that line is mentioned a few times by the psychiatrist.
It's a theme that it touches on. Yeah,
you see him going through role playing with the psychiatrist in the office and
to try to vent those feelings and try to like hopefully get over
them.
Right.
So like you see them trying to build like the pathways of the brain, and I don't know if they wanted to connect that to the back rooms. I feel like why else would you
I think they are. It's just,
but they just didn't successfully marry the two concepts.
The execution wasn't there.
Yeah, like I wish it was, because I think that also it could have been so much better.
Yeah.
Had they gone deep into like the psychology of the back room, I guess. Yeah. Like,
how did you feel about the acting?
The acting was great. I think that's like really what, you know, makes the movie go. Yeah. Aside from like the visuals and the scenery, the acting was excellent.
I think if the acting wasn't to par, like this movie wouldn't have worked.
You know, the thing is like, is the back rooms unique to the person that's experiencing the back room? Another thing that we do get a lot of is like, we see the psychiatrist's childhood.
Flashbacks. We get flashbacks to her childhood.
Why that's relevant to the back rooms, I guess.
Unless her mother was also aware of the back rooms.
But we don't know that.
But we don't know that for sure. And I don't think that's what she was hinting at.
Right. Like, and I was like, are we seeing like her version of the room she grew up in inside the back rooms? Like, I don't think so. I just kept trying to make the connection of why we're seeing her as a kid.
The only thing that I could think of when they were showing the flashbacks about her childhood, as far as like her mother not letting her outside and her being trapped in this room, the only thing I was thinking about during the movie was either one, like we just said, did her mother have knowledge about the back rooms? Her mother, eventually, they show in a flashback, gets put into like a mental hospital for one reason or another. So is it because she went crazy because she knew about the back rooms, or is her connection now to the back rooms relevant to those flashbacks because she was also enclosed in a space as a kid for most of her life?
Is there just some kind of trauma she was trapped?
Her trauma of being enclosed in an apartment or whatever, in a house.
Either way,
it doesn't really. It's not really clear.
It wanted to go there, but it couldn't get there.
It didn't get there. Yeah, like, it's not clear. It's not.
Really wish it did.
This is one of the very few times that I think a movie needed to say, "Hey, this is the connection we're building here. This is what we're alluding to. This is the metaphor.
Right,
this is the allegory."
Even when you meet the MRI person, it's like, oh well, was the back rooms created because of the MRI machinery? And
so let's explain that a little bit. So when the psychiatrist goes in after her patient, Clark, he eventually does find him, although it is very creepy the way that whole scene takes place, right? Because he's like hiding behind the wall. She does find him, but then this back rooms version of a character that Clark played in a commercial for the furniture store, is the thing that has been chasing them. When she eventually escapes the big creature, the big scary creature in the back rooms, she's found by the scientists that throughout the movie we've seen have been observing the back rooms, right? Either through cameras they set up or recording devices or whatever the case is. She gets rescued by these scientists, and then at the end of the movie, she's being interviewed by one of the doctors that we've seen throughout the movie. The doctor then, as you mentioned, divulges like, oh, well, actually, we're just an MRI company, but in our studies or research or whatever, we also came up on the back rooms.
It was just a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah. Now that they call it no one calls it the back rooms. The MRI, the doctor in the interview room, after they rescue her, just tells her, we also found it and we've been researching it. And then she asks, well, what is it? And then they don't have an answer. And then that's pretty much where the movie ends, right?
See like the puppet or the backroom version of her.
Yeah, like the
in an interview room. It was just placed there for plot or not plot, but like just for
it felt like it had
conversation.
to, right.
And then that was it. It really didn't lead us anywhere further, or I didn't feel like it led us anywhere further.
Yeah, I think that's the issue this movie has altogether. Because to the scene you're talking about, again, when she's having that interview with the doctor that rescues her, you would think that, okay, this is the point in the movie that information will be revealed, as far as it doesn't even need to be told exactly what it is, but at least what the scientists at this MRI facility
we're believing that it links to your psyche and
anything.
It reshapes to what you know.
Right.
But
because the issue there is that the movie starts with them looking through at footage of the back rooms. So you know that there's some other kind of organization or people who are looking into this. If you're showing me that, then I expect you to pay that off. And I think that's the issue this movie has, where they're showing you things.
There is not much payoff.
And there's not payoff to what they've shown you.
Yeah.
And I think the intention, what they think they're doing, is by not telling you as payoff, they're hoping that you make the jump to conclusion.
It was one of the few times where I felt like I wished I was treated as a dumb movie viewer, because
I needed the doctor at the end to tell the psychiatrist, we rescued you from this place, we've been researching it,
this is what we know.
think this is what we know, and we think this is X, Y, and Z. None of that happens. Like, the guy literally is not in awe, but he's also quiet about it. He's like, I don't know what to tell you. He doesn't really have much
to share about it.
He doesn't know.
We had more of a reveal from Clark, who looks like he's manic. We got more of a breakdown of what's
when
going
she
on
finds
in the
him into the
world.
back rooms.
Right.
Yeah.
Where he looks like he's going through a manic episode.
Yes.
Then we learned from that MRI person.
The MRI doctor, the researcher.
So, like, you know, and that's another thing. Like, that scene with Clark was really good while, like, he looked manic. Like, he's explaining, like, look at these guys. Like, they look scary, but you can eat them, and they have no thoughts, and they're, you know, they're kind of just existing here.
Yeah, these like copies. I mean, I guess what they're alluding to is that they're copies, which I guess the movie also confirmed at the end.
It didn't really go through it though. Copies of what? Copies from your memory, copies from the real world.
It didn't make any sense. It wasn't clear, like, who the copies were made from, if they're relevant to Clark.
Yeah, like,
are these people
Clark's
that he knows?
Wife? Was that the electrician sitting next to him?
I have no idea. No, because the electrician didn't have white hair, I think.
I don't remember.
And the guy sitting next to him in the thing
I thought that was the electrician. It doesn't matter.
Some people online I've seen theorizing that the woman with the red hair is his wife.
That's what I thought, because he cuts off the hair and puts it on her for the role play.
But I don't know that. I can't honestly tell you if that's his wife or not. Like, I
didn't take a good look at that
picture long enough.
Very open to interpretation. And it's relying, for me, I guess, at this point, too much on what people are saying on the internet.
The movie's fault here, again, to reiterate, one, it's setting up these scenes that do not pay off. That's issue number one. Yeah. You're not paying off, and again, not that every movie needs to, like, explicitly tell you I needed
something more from this one. Keep comparing this movie to Exit 8, which is like the Japanese film with a similar vibe. I like that movie a lot more because it does set up clear rules. You get, like, a little bit of a backstory about what's going on and pretty much, like, how to escape that liminal space.
So I think the difference with Exit 8 is the fact that there's a clear goal.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
To get out of it.
Exit 8 was more clear.
Right. Well, but again, it's more clear because it has a goal about that experience.
Right. It's like what this experience is about.
The experience is going to change you. It's the experience of Exit 8 is he's stuck in it, and he doesn't initially know why he's stuck in it, and as he's progressing through it,
he can choose to get better, or he can choose to regress.
Exactly. And he's learning. He's having an arc.
Yeah.
And the liminal space he's stuck in is forcing him to
grow as a person.
To grow as a person. There's a clear goal. As for here, it's a little different because
he doesn't want to grow as a person.
Well, but I don't know if he doesn't want to grow.
He literally says we don't have to change. He says to his
Yeah.
character, like he says to his pirate version, the puppet version of
Yeah,
himself.
that we don't have to change.
We don't have to change. You hear that? We can just say who we are. It's fine. And then, like, you know, the pirate starts eating him.
Yeah, and I guess my thing with that is, you know, we've seen a lot of spoilers and stuff online that I guess the conversation is now that the pirate, the Sultan pirate giant monster thing might actually be the real Clark. And the Clark we see in afterwards when the psychiatrist goes in to find him may be like the copy that Backrooms created of Clark. That's a theory.
If
I
that's
don't know.
a theory, that just doesn't make sense to me because they literally set the scene that the copies in the Backrooms
don't have a skeleton. They're made out of fluff.
Right.
So I don't know how that translates. I don't know why it would transform him.
That's not good enough. It doesn't make sense.
But I think it doesn't make sense because no one explained it.
Yeah.
Or no one showed anything.
Right.
No one did any work to show you.
Thing exclusive to Clark because why is his pirate version there?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't fail on making it creepy. Like, yes, when I saw the big Sultan version of Clark, it is creepy. I was unnerved. But
especially when you see his shadows.
And like, because I don't understand what it is or how it was generated.
What is its rules?
What is its rule? I don't really understand, you know. So that's my thing.
Maybe it's a millennial thing.
Just a general criticism. It's clear to me what they excel in this movie. Execution of the Backrooms, the way it looks, the way it's built, the way it comes off on camera.
Yeah, the set is excellent.
The set is excellent. Like you are in there, you know, and you feel the uneasiness and uncanniness of it all. And I think that's where the movie succeeds. And it succeeds, I think, to its failure. You know, I think Kane Parsons is so concerned or so focused on the execution of how the backroom should look, how it should be filmed and everything else, that I don't think enough attention was spent on the script. And I think that's the biggest failing of this movie. Like it's so focused on its concept that it neglects the script behind it.
Yeah, if it really went into the psychology of it, I think it would have been so good. Kind of like Inception, like, you know, like, did he lose touch of reality? And again, is this just exclusive to Clark? Which it's not, because we know that the MRI people are there too, but like, why are we all experiencing Clark's universe of it?
The other issue that's not clear to me is at the beginning of the movie, when we see that initial researcher who gets lost and is trying to get out and find the rest of his team or whatever the case is, he's attacked and he's killed. Are we
assuming that Clark's pirate also attacked
was
him?
already there? Like so then what, like,
not too
because
sure
again, if the movie's telling me that the monster that we're now seeing is a version of Clark, is that the same monster or thing that would have killed the scientist at the beginning of the movie? I don't know. It's not. It's also not clear, and I don't like that it's not clear because then I'm not understanding what it is.
What the rules are of this universe.
What you're trying to show me, and that's again, that's the main issue.
It's just being scary for being scary. The puppet looked great.
The aesthetics of it, The puppet looked great. The effects were great. The sets were great. That's all fine. But again, you can't have one half of the puzzle and you can't have one side of the coin and not the other. Completely happy that he got to make this vision come to life in a big budget movie, and that's all fine and dandy, and it came out really well. I think the music also, I wanted to also touch on that. The music I think was also really good here.
I don't even remember the music. So.
I think the music definitely adds to like the vibe that they're going for. The music's also done really well. But again, I think what kills it for me is the narrative structure here is not holding up. The other thing I wanted to circle back onto with you, because you mentioned Slender Man, and the reason that movie was bad too is the fact that like creepypasta is creepy, but it's an online thing, right? It's creepypasta, it's an online thing. You read about it or you see an image and it freaks you out. But just because an image freaks you out, doesn't necessarily mean that you can make like a good movie behind it. You know what I'm saying? And that's, I think, kind of the issue here is that I don't know that I'm necessarily with what they're trying to put down, you know, or I don't know what they could have done better. Because I think it's
with this movie with
Backrooms as a concept. Because I think Backrooms is the idea of a Backrooms, like and it like just as like an internet meme creepypasta thing, yes, it is creepy. It's weird to read about, whatever. But then if you, I think for most people, if you ask them like, okay, now make this into a movie, it's like, oh, do you have something, you know? And I think that I think that kind of shows here as well with the script. Like, it is tough to develop this idea into a movie. Slender Man, even though the idea of a Slender Man is scary, can you develop it fully to be a good horror movie? And I think that's
with
also
the right writers, I think you can. And
that's the thing. I think this. I don't know who the writers were. I'd have to look that up real quick. But I think maybe with a different writing team.
Some of these things take time, and maybe that's the thing. Like, Hollywood has, timelines, and like maybe they're just trying to get a movie out to get a movie out. I don't know how it works, but I'm sure if like they had like a team of like neuroscientists who could be like, hey,
who could advise them,
who could have advised them or like inspired them to go deeper into a certain aspect of psychiatry to connect it to the Backrooms. That could have been cool. I'm not in the field. I'm just a consumer.
Yeah. But I think to your point too, I also think maybe you could even say that they don't know what the Backrooms is either. You know, I just don't. I don't believe that they know what it is either. And I think that's a difficulty there. And I think that also shows. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, it just doesn't. It doesn't translate. It didn't translate well. Unfortunately. Again, like, cool concept, looked great. I think one of the eerie scenes for me is like when he has the two students with him, the two kids with him.
How did you feel about that?
And that whole sequence of events of like the one guy going down with the camera, and then we essentially see our first in time kill. Mm-hmm. That was very scary. Like, you don't know where you are. What is this place? Where is he right now? It's dark. There's shadows. It was a really cool sequence.
He sees his own shirt.
Right. He sees his own shirt
in the pile, and it's like,
how'd that get there? Like,
right.
Which again, like, I wish we would have expanded more on like what is the Backrooms and why does it have this knowledge? Is it because the Backrooms is made up from Clark's mind?
Yeah.
Is Clark the architect of the Backrooms? Because again, they bring up that he's an architect.
He's an architect or a failed architect.
But we didn't go any further. Like, so are we to assume that he's the architect of this world?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I thought that was a really great setup and wish it was less shock value and more
story, content, more story.
More storyline.
Yeah. It's interesting because I
don't need story heavy either. Like, I think I'm a smart movie watcher. But I just needed a little bit more.
Yeah. It's too open-ended. It's too open to interpretation.
It's too abstract.
You know, it's absolutely, it is way too abstract. It is way too abstract. It's simply just too abstract, and it's not narrowing its ideas to its finer points. You know, there is a concept, but I'm not seeing how it all comes together.
Seeing the execution.
I'm not seeing the execution. Yeah. Again, I will say, apart from everything we said, my big points, the acting is definitely on point. I can't complain there. The direction, great. It's cool to know that they actually built out the backroom set. I don't know if you've seen pictures of that. It was in a mall. Or no, I think, they built out like...
It was in a mall.
Whatever the case is.
Yeah, it was like in like one of a dead mall in some state.
Yeah, and they built out the set or whatever the case is, right? So they built out the set. So that's really cool to see. I like that it was practical. I give them big kudos for the fact that it is a practical set and it feels like it is and is spooky where it needs to be. So in those respects, it hits those beats. But I think if you do watch this, and I think I'm still going to recommend it either way, to support it, right?
I think I'm seated for it.
Yeah, we're two seated. We're seated for this, but I will say go in with, I wouldn't say lowered expectations, but just a super open mind.
Go in with an open mind.
Yeah.
Oh, is this a low budget?
No, not even. It's like 10 million.
Whatever.
The actual low budget movie here was Obsession. Yeah. Well, that's an actually low budget movie. You know what?
Let's just keep supporting these kids because I think they have great original ideas.
That's the thing I want to. That's the thing I want to close on. That's right. I think that Kane Parsons, Curry Barker, they definitely have a future in filmmaking for sure. They have a
future in horror, absolutely.
Yeah. or at least whatever it is they want to pursue. Filmmaking in general, I think they definitely have a future. I will see more movies from them whenever they make another one. But I guess I'm not saying I'm willing to go easy on this one just because it's his first film. I just think, again, like it's not perfect. It doesn't need to, not that I wanted it to be perfect, but I'm just saying it's not to a level where I think you can say, oh well, this was really good. Like, it's good in the aspects where it lands. Where it doesn't land, I think it definitely falters, you know?
Better than Passengers.
Way better than Passengers. If you're going to your local theater and you see Passengers and you see Backrooms,
I would go see Backrooms. I guess on another note too, we should talk about movie etiquette. Like,
yeah, so let's end this video with that. We'll make it a like unofficial third topic.
Yeah. Don't talk when you go to a movie.
Yeah.
They literally tell you, silence your phone.
Yeah.
Stop talking.
Yeah.
You know.
So a big thing, and it wasn't just us, because I've seen all online that pretty much every person who went to go see Backrooms this weekend, before they even talked about the movie, they were talking about how shitty the crowd was in their theater and how bad the etiquette is.
I don't want to say like shitty, but I just want to say like it's a collective experience. We're all here together. And I'm happy you're out to see the movies. I'm happy we're getting people to sit down and watch movies. Yeah. But please, stop talking.
Yeah, stop talking.
It's the one place in my life where you don't have to talk. my general line of thinking when I go to the movie theater is I paid, or we pay for an AMC A-list subscription. We don't pay our subscription to go to the theater and hear you talk. Right. Well, I go to the movies to watch the movie. You go to and that also goes for me, right? Like you don't go to the movies and then to listen to her and I talk. Right. You're going to the movies to watch the movie. And we're A-listers. So, we get to go see as many as we want. But like, people actually do pay full price. Yeah. And they're not there to pay to listen to your conversation. They're there to watch this movie.
You know. And again, it's the talking, and I think that what really set this off is also just kind of the age group that went to go see this movie with us.
I don't want to target the age group, but
I don't want to target the age group in particular, because I think the people sitting next to you were also not like teenagers.
I have no idea. I can't see. It's dark. But
they didn't look like teenagers. From what I saw, they didn't look like. And when you told me they were talking, I was surprised. I couldn't hear them. But again, like there were kids. There were teenagers who kept getting up.
Yeah, I don't
throughout
think,
the movie. There were people like talking in the back. It wasn't just
teenagers. Like, I just don't know anyone's age anymore. But everyone was just
late 20s, early 20s.
Everyone, I don't care about your age. Everyone was distracting. Like, people were getting up, going out. Like, very casually. It kept happening. People kept leaving, coming back, coming back. I don't know your situation or whatever.
Commentating in the back.
People were commentating, snickering.
It's not to say that like when we watched Obsession, I know that I laughed out at seeing certain scenes.
It was a collective experience. So, like, we were all gasping.
Right.
Like, we were all experiencing that together. So it wasn't just like an individual person snickering. Right. Like, we were all just like, oh my God, together. Yeah. That's the difference, right? Like, you know, there's like a collective experience that we all go through together. But like, if you're just individually like making a snide comment and you keep talking, like that's not the experience I want to experience.
It's a period you want to have at the movie theater. Definitely not.
We can talk about it when we leave the theater during the credits, but not in the middle of the movie. I'm trying to listen. Yeah. I already can't hear without my subtitles.
Yeah, dude.
So.
Like, it's almost as if a lot of people, like, it's like their first day going to a movie theater. And it's like, you know, I know you guys have been to movies. Like, you're all here. Like, just shut up. I know
you all know better.
And and that's the thing. They probably do know better. They just don't care.
Let's just be here together, vibe, and watch the movie.
Yeah. And it's not the first time we've had that happen to us. I know we watched Tron.
It happened to us with Sinners.
With Sinners, especially last year. Yeah. Like, it's just really annoying. It's like, just sit here and watch the movie.
You've never seen a sex scene before?
Just sit here and watch the movie. Like, I don't need your commentary, bro. Movie theater etiquette is definitely something that also needs to be worked on, because it really is just something that I don't know what to say about it, because it really is
Yeah, like I'm happy we're
It's really
all.
annoying. It's really frustrating.
I'm happy we're all here to watch the movie and support the movie theaters. Like that's our goal here, to get people to like
to go to movies,
and
talk about movies. But please be respectful in your theaters, dude. Be respectful.
Yeah. PSA: the movie theater is for watching, not for chatting.
Yeah.
I think Ray would like to add something to that too.
Any meows from you? No. Again, just to recap, just a recap. Passengers
not seated.
Definitely not seated. 2 not seated. Watch it at home when it hits streaming. Put it on the background while you're cleaning. Backrooms. A seated, not a definite seated.
Seated with an open mind.
Seated with an open mind. Seated with an asterisk.
Yeah.
Open mind.
Open mind.
Give it a chance. Go support this film.
People are really liking it. You know, it probably just is me or us.
No, well,
but,
you know what? It's another discussion too, because it's Obsession and this one are outperforming a big Star Wars movie. When was the last time we've ever had any kind of small movie outperform a Star Wars movie? Unheard of. Star Wars would be in theaters guaranteed $1 billion.
Right.
But by the time it hit 10 days in a theater, $1 billion guaranteed. Now you know, and it's well deserved. It's well deserved. You know, Mandalorian Grogu, unfortunately, we haven't seen it. I think we don't plan on seeing it.
He wants his Grogu meat.
Deserved the backlash it got. It definitely deserved the lack of box office it got. I'm just happy to see that like these 2 movies, Obsession and Backrooms, are, you know, again,
showing the theaters,
showing the movie industry, showing Hollywood. Like, listen,
what Ryan Gosling said. It's not our job to go see movies. It's their job to make movies we want to go see.
Absolutely. And I think I think
Disney has gotten away with just making slop because it makes money for them.
Exactly.
And I think it's finally getting to the executives. Like, people want to see good movies.
People want to see good movies. People want to see interesting movies. People want to see movies with thought and craft behind them. Yeah. Mandalorian Grogu did not check any of those boxes, and that's why it's failing. And that's why no one, our theater, and I think theaters across the country are completely empty for showings. They're taking this movie out now.
But guess what still has showings and people are seated for?
Project Hail Mary. Yeah. No, it's true. So go support these movies if you can. Definitely go support Backrooms.
Let's talk about what we're excited to see.
Let's talk about let's talk a little bit what we're excited to see. Masters of the Universe.
We're looking forward to that.
Yes.
Leviticus.
Is that this month? Leviticus? I'll have to double check Leviticus.
It's this month.
Yeah. That you know, I didn't realize it's coming out for Pride Month. Very, very on point for
I'm sure it's on purpose.
Yeah, I'm sure it's on purpose. Yeah. Leviticus, Masters of the Universe, Disclosure Day. I still have my reservations about Disclosure Day.
I think I just have to see it because, like, it's Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
And they keep rubbing that in my face. Otherwise, like, I'm not at this point motivated to see it. Other than that.
Yeah. I have heard initial reviews of it have been really good.
Yeah. Any other things off the top of your head?
Just for the next 2 or 3 weeks, it's those 3 or 4 movies. Yeah. Because everything else is like big blockbusters. Spider-Man: Brand New Day in July. The Odyssey is until next month too. So, well, by the way, The Odyssey's coming out pretty soon.
Yeah, which I'm not sold on either, but
yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, I have trust in Christopher Nolan for sure. Like, I'm excited to see what he does, but we'll see. I think Disclosure Day for me is the big toss-up as far as whether or not I'll like it personally, if only because I think Steven Spielberg does make great summer blockbuster movies. He is the king of summer blockbuster movies, and I know I shouldn't doubt his ability or his storytelling skills.
The trailers have been like, meh.
They're not necessarily uninteresting, but at the same time, I guess
for me, I just would have been happy to not know anything about it.
Yeah. So you'd say like it's showing a little too much.
Yeah. I wish it was just like Disclosure Day. That's it.
Yeah.
You'll find out when you see it.
You'll find out. Yeah, I think I agree. I feel like the trailers for that movie should have just been
it's just revealing too much.
It's like the fact that we're seeing the spaceship for the aliens. I'm just like, bro, like, I don't need to see that. Like, you know. And I guess my other thing on a deeper note, like I just don't know what Steven Spielberg has to say about aliens that I necessarily like care about,
Or that he hasn't already.
or that he hasn't already shared, or whatever. So
yeah,
you know. But like I said,
I think Disclosure Day would have been really cool if it was disclosed on Disclosure Day.
Have we only seen the one trailer? Did you
I've seen
like
all
them?
the trailers? They show me every single time I sit down for a movie.
Yeah, because I feel like I don't know if they had a different trailer a few months ago.
It's different. Yeah, there's different ones every time.
Yeah.
They reveal more information with every trailer we've watched.
Do you like the that shot in the trailer where they show the deer?
No.
I don't think I've ever asked you about that. Like if you
I hate that whole like scene with the CGI walking in the snow with the deer and the little girl.
Oh, that's very silly.
I hate that scene. I hate the scene where what's her name? Emily Blunt.
Yeah, she's doing the clicking.
I hate that scene. Like, I just really wish that they just left a Disclosure Day for Disclosure Day. Like, they should have disclosed everything on Disclosure Day.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I agree.
They told me way too much about this movie.
Yeah, and I think that's what's kind of killing my anticipation for it. Like, I accept that. I accept that it's a Steven Spielberg. I know that. Again, you shouldn't bet against him, and
I just feel like I have to go see it because the name attached to it.
Exactly, right. Master of the Universe, I'm definitely looking forward to, and Disclosure Day next 2 weeks. So I don't know about the rest of June. I have to double check the movie slate. So, but yeah, anything else you wanted to add? We're good here.
No, I think I'm done.
All right, we're the Now Seated Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one. We'll usually upload about once a week, maybe more, depending on our schedule. So again, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Thank you to my lovely co-host.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Thank you for talking.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sitting here with me.
Thank you for, Thank you, everyone who wanted to listen, who bothered to listen.
Yeah.
If you listened.
If you listened this far.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you until next time.
Send us emails.
Yeah, send us emails. Send us your thoughts. Comment down below. Like, subscribe. I always forget to say that. Like, subscribe, comment down below.
Subscribe.
Yeah, no, all that stuff. All that good stuff.
Yeah, and send us emails. Like, it'd be cool if people start joining the conversation.
Yeah, we would love to, if anyone here in the area where we are.
Just anywhere. I don't care if it's where we are.
Yeah, we're anywhere we are. Yeah, anywhere you guys are. Just send us emails.
Join the conversation. What's the email?
now.seated.podcast@gmail.com. I will have that.
And if he's
in the
not sure about it, it'll be in the description.
There you go. Thank you guys. Until next time. Now seated.